So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology, and welcome to my Google Pixel 6 Pro 1 month later video. Now in this video, I'm going to explain to you what it's been like to use this thing for a little bit over a month. Now, my Google Pixel 6 Pro does come in the sort of sunny color, and I got the stormy sky case, and I'm going to put it in the case because this is how I actually use this phone all the time. I don't want to take a chance on dropping the back of this thing, but I'm going to begin by talking about the body and the build of this phone. So you got that glass back, you got this, camera right here, the camera bar. I do like the unique feel. I've been enjoying looking at this because the other phones in the marketplace, they just don't look like this. So I've been enjoying the fact that the Pixel 6 Pro does have its own unique feel. And on the front, you could say, well, it's not very unique because it does rock that, that curved display. We've seen that before. Punch hole, we've seen that before as well. However, this backside does make it a little bit unique. Now also, this weighs 210 grams, so it's got some heft to it. It's got some premium feel to it. With that case, it's probably around 220. So it definitely has that feel of a premium phone that you want to pick up. A Gorilla Glass Victus on the front and the rear do make this pretty durable. I do like how, at least on the US model, you don't have any branding down here or any trash cans, anything like that. It's just a clean Google logo right there. Now, talking about the actual display, this has been pretty much a joy to use. Having 120 hertz is almost a must for me on flagship phones here, late 2021, giving you such a smooth refresh rate, making the phone feel like it's a top-notch experience. And the Google Pixel 6 Pro has really never given me any touch input lag, anything like that. I will say, though, that Android overall, sometimes I think the animations look a little smoother on iOS. However, I still enjoy the overall experience here. It's still far smoother than a lot of other Android phones in the market. Actually, it's at the top of the game when it comes to this area, 6.71 inches. However, I still, when I'm outside, I still wish I had a little bit more brightness. Indoors is pretty good, but I find myself having to put this brightness way up there to keep it to where I like it during the daytime. So that does sip a little bit more battery than I might like, but at 6.71 inches, at least the display is very large and enjoyable. And because it's OLED, we do have that infinite contrast ratio that just seems to be very vibrant. In addition, I also do like how the Google Pixel 6 Pro does have the 19:5:9 aspect ratio. So this is exactly the same as what you'll get on like a 13 Pro Max, 512 ppi. So it's actually a sharper text than the iPhone 13 Pro Max, but it gives you that width, so your phone doesn't feel super skinny and narrow. And a lot of Android phones do tend to feel quite skinny and narrow these days. So if you're an application, you'll see the text just kind of over a little bit more, and it just feels like it's cramped. Not on the Pixel 6 Pro though. I really have enjoyed that. Now, the performance overall has also been an area that I thought has been great here for the Google Pixel 6 Pro, mostly due to the new Tensor CPU. It's a 5nm chipset. It does have the ARM architecture and a Mali G78 GPU. However, I gotta say that the overall smooth factor on here feels like one of the smoothest Android phones I've ever used, and it has that level of optimization that you would come to expect from some other competing platforms. You know which one I'm talking about. So right here, this is a great first start, and it's not perfect. I've actually had the Google Pixel 6 Pro crash on me a couple times, but overall, I gotta say the performance has been blazing fast on the day-to-day, and I don't think it's something that's gonna bother you all too much. It's really been quite a pleasure to use, especially with the 120 hertz, having the optimizations and the updates. I've already got like 2 updates for this phone. I think it was actually one, the November update, and there was like a small update right out of the box. So you're going to get updates on this phone for years to come, 3 years of major and then 2 years of security. So you got some time if you pick up a Google Pixel 6 Pro. I also enjoy the software, Android 12, man, and I'm going to be covering the One UI 4 beta, which is based on Android 12 soon. But I love the overall, look of it. It just got this fresh, modern look. They really did go to town on making this feel more refined. Before it felt a little bit messy, not terribly messy, but now it just feels so much better. We have this Material You interface. It gives you like these different colors that really match the mood and tone of what you're doing. It's pretty awesome to say the least. And you have themed icons in here as well. You can change the app grids right in the Pixel launcher. So man, I gotta say, what an enjoyable piece of software. In addition to that, you do have a split screen on this phone. That one doesn't split. We'll go to Play Store, for example. So you do have the split screen here, which is something I can't say about You know, some competitors, they don't do split screen. You know what I'm talking about. Once again, I'm not trying to go to town on iOS. I'm just saying I really do enjoy having a split screen. In addition to that, you can rotate this phone as well. So if I do auto rotate, you can turn it into landscape, which is pretty dope because sometimes you're laying in bed, you want to use this thing like a little tablet. I mean, you got a 6.7-inch screen. I remember when tablets like the Nexus series was like 7 inches. So you got almost a 7-inch phone. I want to put it in this little tablet orientation, and Google allows you to do that with the Google Pixel 6 Pro. So pretty sweet. Now, also, one thing that I didn't like is that I have a little bit of storage, but you know, Google sent this one out, so they're not going to send the top storage one. I did have like 128 gigs, so I find myself already using like 40 gigabytes, and I've only had it for a month, so I'm probably going to run out of storage pretty soon. So if you need more storage, go to the 512 gig offering. They have 12 gigabytes of RAM in there. They all have 12 gigs of RAM and a UFS 3.1 storage. So pretty fast overall storage, and you have a higher capacity than ever before. Now, I'm not going to talk about the specs of the camera. I talked about that in my full review, but what I can tell you is, man, oh man, it's been amazing, especially when you can just take a photo and it knows what to do with the software every time to give you these ridiculously pro looking results. This is an Android phone for people who don't want to learn how to use a camera that much and they just want it to go to town, giving you amazing results. You go 2x, I'm able to go 4x on the zoom and 0.7x on the width. In addition to that, the video on the rear has turned out very good. I've enjoyed the video quality I've been able to get on here. It has a super steady stabilization as well, 4K at 60, and then you have slow motion time lapse. Of course, you're gonna get your panoramic and photosphere modes, lens modes. You know, it's been a very enjoyable camera. However, I will say, I also enjoyed the motion. The new action pan made possible by the AI and ML in the Tensor CPU, the action pan and long exposure modes basically allow you to get some pretty nice things you wouldn't be able to do before. So you can see focusing on moving subjects with an action pan. And then over here, you'll see some more examples of what is possible on here. So let's go ahead. They say it is in beta, so it could potentially not be perfect. They're basically saying it's not 100% perfect, but it's going to work very well. Now you do have long exposures as well. This is like those shots you see when things look kind of like in a blur, but they're moving very fast. I think these are pretty difficult to get if you don't know how to use cameras. So the fact that you can just press a button and get that shot, that's pretty amazing. So this is definitely the future of where smartphone cameras are going. And of course, Google's famous night sight mode. Now, the front-facing camera has been a little bit of a letdown. I wish they would improve this. They give me 11.1 megapixels. However, at 1080 60, I'm not able to record the same level of video that I could record on the rear. And that is a letdown to me because I want to be able to get the same pro video on the rear that I can get on the front. So if I'm doing a vlog or something, I can match this up. So that's an area that needs to be improved. Other than that, a month later, I gotta say that the audio quality on here has also been pretty good as well. So if I go to the channel, let's go to the channel here, and let's just watch the latest video. The iPhone 13 weighs in at 174 grams. The iPhone 12 would... Now clearly you have the louder speaker down here for the Pixel 6 Pro. Weighs in at 164 grams. However, very good overall speakers. Not only that, you can connect to your audio devices like your Google Pixel Buds with Bluetooth 5.2. That's something that you cannot do, you know, on some other phones, giving you just a Bluetooth 5.0. So you do have some of the fastest Bluetooth connections to connect to things like a Google Pixel Buds A series right here, which is a pretty nice experience on the whole. Now, I got to talk about battery life before I head up out of here. Battery life on this phone has been really darn good. This is the best battery life I've seen on an Android phone overall. You know, most of the flagship, I'm talking about the flagship grade ones. I'm not talking about Moto Gs and, you know, Moto G Powers and those budget phones that don't have high-end specs. I'm talking about high-end spec Android phones. This is one of the best I've been experiencing. I'm able to easily get through the day. And what I really like about the Google Pixel series is the standby time. This goes for all of the Pixel line, but the 6 Pro is no exception. I'm getting through the whole day quite easily. And when I put it in my pocket, it sips battery. So, and as you use it for a while, it starts to learn your processes and it gets even better. If you want to know on-screen time, I'm talking 7 hours or so. That's what I've been seeing on here from my experience with this phone. Now, one area some people have been saying is annoying is the fingerprint because they're going like this. Well, Google says you have to hold this down longer, and what do you know? You have to hold it down longer. I haven't been experiencing fingerprint issues at all because I know that's how you use this optical fingerprint sensor right here. You do have to hold your finger down. This is not an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, so it hasn't been an issue to me. Also, this thing does support reverse wireless charging. But 1 month later, that's everything I've experienced. I gotta say, I enjoy it, and this is my go-to Android phone right now. I do love to use S21 Ultra as well, so that's not out of the league at all. I still use that one too, as well as the Z Fold 3. That's pretty amazing. The Z Flip 3, I've also experienced that. That's also very amazing. But I do like this one because it's so clean, it's simple, has great, easy to use cameras, very good battery life, and updates come quickly. So this is one of the best offerings out there right now. So if you want to pick one up, I'll leave a link to the standard size Pixel 6 as well as the Pixel 6 Pro. And if you want to see the regular Pixel 6, let me know. I tried to pick one up the other day. It was sold out, but maybe they'll have more in stock if I check now. So let me know if you want to see that one. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Let us know your experience with the Pixel 6 Pro. But thank you very much for watching. Nick here. Be sure to be well, and peace.